Hey guys, welcome back to AFK Journey. In today's video, we have our first look at Callan. Now, he's the Graveborn tank that is coming out. He is a magic-based tank. Now, we're going to have to jump in. This is a story playthrough on the test server where we come to a battle with him. Now, unfortunately, they have removed the magical thing that we used to have with the characters in last season in the story progression. If they were eventually going to be a playable character, they would have a little symbol here that would let us go to their character page and take a look at them and get the shortened version of their skills. Unfortunately, they have removed that and we have it all, you know, standard stuff where you can't see the skills, but we can jump in, we can take a look at him and the way he works. The first thing we have to note is that he's a Graveborn tank and a magic damage dealing tank at that. So let's jump in. Let's go over to this one and let's see what he actually has. So obviously we're going to remove our characters and take a look. Dude looks thick. Dude is massive. He takes up so much space. I am so curious on if his actual placement takes up more than one tile. That would be incredibly cool. Because look, he's taking up the bulk of this one, the bulk of this one. I wish we had other enemies in there to take a look at. We do have to play as Valka in this one as well. But yeah, unfortunately that thing doesn't come up. Okay, so we're just going to start. We're going to remove this. And we're just going to see what he does. And then we'll try and pause before we defeat him. Wait, I got to put it on. 1 time speed, take auto off. Okay, first of all, he's got an ability that's just cranking. I reckon he's going to be like a tower. He doesn't move it. He's like a massive tank. I honestly think he's going to take up multiple deployment spaces. He's just too big. He's just too big and he's overriding way too many tiles. Let's look at that again now that we're on 1 time speed. Starts with a massive shield, has an aura around him. Okay, so you can see how much space he is taking up. I definitely think this is going to be our first character that eats up multiple tiles with his placement. Obviously, we have things like Freyasto and Twins who take up 2 because they're 2 characters, but I think he's going to be the first one that actually just one big body taking up. And it looks like he's just a massively thick tank with this shield, and then around him looks to be some sort of maybe healing aura. I'm going to try and look and see if it's dealing damage to us. Doesn't appear to be dealing damage. Okay, so let's just retry that because I don't want to go too far where it's retry. I don't want it to be one of those battles where it goes for X amount of time and then it's just done. So let's just take that off again. Let's just watch this. So it looks like he's invulnerable in this state as well because normally we would have the knockdown come here. Because that's a knockdown. And so he didn't get knocked down. So he has that up for a period of time. It comes out. I'm not seeing any debuffs or anything like that yet. Unfortunately, Valka is annoying as hell and keeps knocking him down. Bro, we have to bring Valka into this fight and she's just going to be like that the whole game. Okay, he's got a triple slash that goes hard. And unfortunately, because this is a boss version. Okay, and then he goes back into his channeling mode. I have to assume that channeling mode is granting him the shield. Dude, it sucks that we have to bring Valka into this fight. It really sucks because she just keeps knocking him down. And I don't think we'll get to see an ultimate from him. Let's go. Yep. Okay. Maybe he doesn't take up those spaces because she's inside that area. I'm not too sure on placement. So that's done. He's down. Now, when does his shield go active? I'm pretty sure his shield goes active when the aura starts again. So let's just see. Now he's going to do his triple hit with the big knockdown. 1, 2, boom. And that's got a big knockdown. Oh, that is his ultimate. So he casts his ultimate, he gets the shield, and he does the aura. So it is his ultimate that does that. So unfortunately, I don't think we get to see... Maybe he has a passive, because that looks like a very slow basic attack where he just swings with 1. Okay, I think he was about to do his hit knockdown. Unfortunately, he didn't. Goes back into the ult, gets a massive, massive shield. I don't think it had taunt either, so I'll have to see if there's any text that I missed on Valka after he does it. Boom. The big knockdown. Now that knockdown looks like it's AoE as well. Oh, there it was. He did that little pulse thing. So that's going to be his other ability. What that does, I'm not too sure. Curious if this has a taunt. Okay, I didn't see a taunt in that or anything like that. We'll go one more run through and have a look. But to me, it's looking like his ultimate puts a shield on him and puts that aura around. I'm assuming that is going to be a healing aura or something like that. That would be my assumption, but it could be like a buffing aura as well for his allies. Maybe it has some sort of detrimental effect to enemies, but there was no debuffs going on to us, and I didn't see damage ticking or anything like that. So that's his ultimate, and his ultimate also has a passive where he starts channeling it at the start of battle. Then we have the big knockdown, and when you look at where the mace hits, it looks like it's an AoE. Probably like you got one center tile, and then all the adjacent tiles to that looks like will be affected by it. Could be wrong. And then he had that other pulse aura that he did towards the end that we saw, but unfortunately he gets interrupted on it, so we don't get to see the full thing. We'll see if we can see it in this one again. So there's the aura. You can see Valka not losing any HP or any shield there. Obviously, Valka reducing his haste. He's kind of like a tank Smokey, is the vibe I get. Doge, and look at the impact. That impact is a big impact. Actually, it might even be bigger than I thought. Okay, goes into the ult. Ult, he's also unaffected. He's also unaffected. Or maybe she's right inside there. So maybe in that channel of the aura, maybe that's where something negative happens for your enemies and positive for your allies. Not too sure. We'll have to wait and see how that pans out. Now, towards the end here, we will see him try and do that extra pulse thing. Very, very slow basic attack. So he's meant to be a tank. Push. Let's see. Ultimate again. Doosh, big shield. It's a chunky shield too. Like, that's a chunky shield. And as soon as that ends though, he's vulnerable again. There's the big knockdown. There's that one. That's the pulse that he sends out, but I have no idea what it does because I couldn't see any text there when he did it. And he goes into ult again. Same stuff. Alright, let's check this. Yeah, you can see there was no healing from him. There was no healing. So that looks like it. Okay, so that's a bit of a look at his skills. I'm really curious what that pulse does. I'm really curious what the aura does and stuff like that. And I'm also super curious if he does actually take up multiple tiles. But in general, we're looking at a thick tank that's pretty stationary, that has some sort of aura effect. It has a big knockdown as well. And I think he's probably going to be like a real tank, like a thick tank. And he kind of gives me Smokey vibes in a tank version. And he does magical damage as well. Even though he clobbers people with massive maces, he still does magical damage according to his kit description. So that is what we are looking at. You can see this, those are his two skills. Maybe this one's the aura and this one's the slash pound. And then obviously his ultimate is the ultimate. Unless that extra aura he pulses is something tied into his ultimate as well, but I don't think it would have two passive portions to it. But that is a look at Callan. I think he actually looks pretty cool, man. There is some cool characters. I mean, Lawson just came out now on test server. I'm not too excited about Lawson, but we've got Valka, Wolf Guy, and Callan, who all look cool. Hopefully we get Shamira in this one as well. So we've got some cool characters coming. But anyway, that's a first look at Callan. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing the next one. Cheers.